Hi folks, and Céad Míle Fáilte. This is
the navigation,
where I'll be going on a weekly basis through all the most popular devices, doing the reviews, giving you my pros and cons of each one, so you know exactly which one is the best for you. First of all, and like always, a quick disclaimer that all the products that you'll see on these reviews have been sent to me for me to test and review. If you use the links down below and the coupon codes, I might get a little bit of a commission out of it. Help a brother out, right? Now, having said that, everything that I say on this video is my own personal and honest opinion, right? I'll give you all the good stuff and the bad stuff and make your own decision, right, based on my own personal experience. Without further ado, let's dive into it. Today, we have the Carpuride W702BS Pro and also my own personal device, which is the 502, obviously 7 inches, 5 inches. I bought the 5 inches way before I started doing YouTube, so there we go. This is the unit that Carpuride sent me for me to review. The BS models are BMW specifically. Obviously, they will mount into your BMW navigation preparation direct, no problem whatsoever. Let's dive into the box and see how it looks. Both devices are pretty much the same with the exception of the size, obviously, right? This is the 702, 7 inches. This one is the 502 on 5 inches, right? But they basically have exactly the same features and everything. Let's open up the box. Very simple. There's nothing too much into the whole thing. So that is your 7 inches device. It's a pretty big screen, very clear. Construction, like always, very solid, very sturdy. You have your mountings there for your nav preparation, as I mentioned before. On the side, a power button and your SD cards slot. There's nothing on this side, nothing at the bottom. Your little visor there to block a bit of the sunshine and everything. So yeah, very simple. Inside the box, you do have your manuals, etc. Here's a quick look and comparison with the 5 inches. Obviously, the difference is quite obvious, right? Where this one, to me, it's a little bit on the smaller size, but fits the bike perfectly fine. You can see everything absolutely perfect. To me, I think the perfect size will be a 6 inches, which Carpuride just released, or it's at least at the moment, as I'm filming this video, is for pre-order. The 6 inches model, again, will have exactly the same functions and everything, but with the 6 inches screen. Some people will prefer the smaller one, some people will prefer the bigger one. Obviously, when you start using it and everything and you see the bigger map and everything is nice. To me, I still think it fits a little bit too big on the bike, but again, that's my own personal opinion. Whatever you prefer and you choose, if you're happy with the 7 inches, can't go wrong with it. But we'll focus on the functionality, etc. on the bike. You won't have any issues whatsoever with any of the sizes. In order to mount your device, it's very simple. Obviously, you need your BMW navigation preparation. And on the device itself, you'll see the bigger slot at the bottom and then 2 smaller slots at the top, right? So obviously, they line up with the bottom at the top. The ones on the top are the ones that actually lock the device in place. So when you want to take it out, you have to press this button and that will allow the device to be released. So now what you do is only align the bigger slot at the bottom. Once that's aligned, clicks in place and that's it. You're mounted, ready to go. Then you lock it with your key. It actually stays there very securely. Quick comparison at the both sizes. Obviously, this is the 5 inches, as you can see how it looks. And this is the 7 inches. I've seen it on the internet that they say that they block the view and everything. No, that's absolutely not true. It doesn't block the TFT, it doesn't block your view, it doesn't block the screen, nothing at all. My thing is that the screen is too predominant. Maybe because I'm short, right? Maybe because I'm only 1.7 meter tall and you know, my face is too close to the screen, but I think it's just way too big on your face. To me, I prefer, again, 6 inches, perfect. And my 5 inches, I never had any issues, but I just wanted to give you this quick comparison between the two. Let's turn it on and see how it looks. So turn on the bike. You see that logo? You can actually change that logo. You can customize it to whatever image you want. There's some steps that I can share with you if you're interested, but basically you have to use your computer and SD card, put it into the device, and then you can customize that however way you want. So this is basically your main screen. Very easy to use. The information is very accessible. So you have obviously your kilometers per hour or miles per hour. You can change the kilometers per hour to miles per hour by simply pressing on the middle of the screen. And then there you go, that's miles per hour. Obviously we do metric over here, so I'll keep it in kilometers per hour. Then at the top also you have your brightness. This is your time, it's supposed to be your time, but actually it shows you how many minutes the device has been on. And I asked Carpuride about this. I don't know why they don't do the time and date there and sync with your phone, but I don't know, that's just the way they do it. Then the night icon there is to change the theme of your device. So as you can see, I have it in dark mode at the moment. If you press that, then it will turn into light mode. I prefer to have it in dark mode, right? I can see all the information very quickly. Then right next to it is the temperature that it's connected to the bike, so it's whatever the bike is detecting on the temperature. If you press that, you can change it from Celsius to Fahrenheit, no problem whatsoever. So you can see now, there you go. The next one is your Bluetooth connections. I don't have my phone connected right now, but basically you go in, there's a shortcut basically, right? And you connect to your Bluetooth. At the bottom then you have your menu with all the different options. We'll go into that in a second. Your information, which basically gives you more information about the bike, like your range on your fuel tank, your battery level, and the tire pressure front and back. There's a little trick on this one that with your SD card and your computer, you can actually change that bike logo to whatever you want. So you can actually put your own motorcycle there. I've done it on my own device. I haven't done it on this one just yet. Then obviously on the main screen, you have your RPMs, your lean angle, your speed as we discussed, your gear, obviously now it's in neutral, front brake and rear brake, temperature, and your battery level. And then down below is your tire pressure front and back. So now let's dive into the option menus. So you have obviously Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, your audio output if you have a helmet or something like that, right? Then you have your mountings. This, I don't know why they call them mountings. I don't know, to me it doesn't make too much sense, but anyways, it's a compass, lean angle, and your barometric pressure on the environment. Then you have your phone connection and music. Those are, if you don't use Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, you can use your phone to make calls, or you can listen to music directly from your phone. You can also load information from your SD card. And then finally your settings. Obviously you have all the basic stuff like your language. You can change the wallpaper on the device itself, right? So there's a couple of options to choose from. I think my favorite one is the one for default. This one is your back button, you know, to go back to the previous menu, which is very handy. You can restore to factory settings if you've done anything, change whatever, right? System version. User upgrade is if you decide to do a firmware upgrade with your SD card. But this device, and I think this is one of the best solutions that I've found out there, is that you can actually do OTAs, which is updates over the air, right? So if you click on that, you connect to your Wi-Fi, and then the device itself will connect to the Carpuride website, download the new update, and install it for you. This is one of the only devices that does this, and I think it's absolutely brilliant. I think it's one of the selling points. You have to do the checks yourself. It won't automatically check the device because it doesn't connect to your Wi-Fi all the time. But I don't know, once a month, every 2 months, whatever it is, right? You can go out there, check. It only takes a few minutes, and it is very easy, right? So that is definitely a win for this device. Then you have your Wi-Fi to connect to the device itself, right? Because it connects to both Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. And then obviously you do have your Bluetooth option as well, right? So that's basically all your settings. If you have either Apple CarPlay or Android Auto configured on your system, once you turn off the bike, it will automatically connect and go straight to one of those. Then either if you exit the system for whatever reason, right, and you want to go back, then you have to press obviously your Android Auto. And this will be your main screen basically, right, where you have your music there and your maps or whatever applications you're using, right? In my case, I use YouTube Music and Google Maps, but you can use Waze, Spotify, whatever is compatible with your system, right? Obviously, you have your navigation. You can navigate on the map. It's pretty responsive, right? Obviously, this one being the 7-inch, it's a very big and bright map. You can go to your phone, make calls, go to music, etc. Obviously, you have all the main functionality of Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, whatever you use. I don't have my helmet connected, but obviously you can give commands to Google to control your device with the WonderWheel. Like always, you press and hold menu up, and then you'll see this logo here that says BMW Nav, right? If you scroll your WonderWheel up and down from the main menu, you see you can control your media volume. Press on the cancel signal button and then you can switch to voice. If you press your WonderWheel to the right, you'll see your brightness, and again, once you have your brightness, you can adjust your brightness from the WonderWheel. I always leave it in automatic. From this screen, if you press the cancel button on your indicators, then it will turn into the two menus, right? So the first one is to turn again to your applications, right? So from here, you can select whatever option you want. Obviously, you see how the one that is selected turns into black or darker color, right? So you can select scrolling your WonderWheel up and down, and then to select the option, click to the right to go, for example, to Android Auto, right? So in this case, what I'll do, so I'll go back, so moving the WonderWheel to the left, and then you can select also the other option, click on the right, and then it will give you that information as we saw before. Quick shortcut from this screen, which is very, very handy. If you press to the right and hold, it will take you straight to Android Auto, but also it will call the OK Google or whatever it is, right, function, so you can start speaking to the device directly, right? That, I think, it's very handy feature and a really good application of that shortcut, because it doesn't matter where I'm doing on the device, if I press and hold to the right, it will take me straight to that, so I can give the system commands like take me home, find me a restaurant, find me a petrol station, whatever the case might be, right? That, I think, it's very handy. One thing to mention as well, if you press and hold to the left, that's another shortcut, and it will take you to your settings. But in your settings, you are not able to control any of these options with your WonderWheel. For whatever reason, the WonderWheel doesn't work inside the settings. But again, if you're using your settings, you probably are stopped, and then you can use your glove, right? So let's go into Android Auto. Now that we have our navigation enabled, as you can see now, I'm in map mode, right? So if I scroll my WonderWheel up and down, it will go through the menus on the map itself. But if I want to access any other application, you press and hold your cancel button. And then as you can see, now I'm on the applications drawer, let's call it, right, at the bottom. So now I can scroll from any other options. I can select my music by clicking to the right. Now I'm in the music mode, and I can switch from all the menus, etc. Again, press the cancel, I can go to the menu on top. So I have full control of the application itself, which is very, very handy. Press and hold again, the cancel button, and then you're back to your application drawer, right? So you can go there, you can switch to the view and select any other application, or go to the map and go full screen on the map, which is very, very handy. That, I think, it's a very, very good implementation of the WonderWheel with your system. As you can see, the screen obviously very bright. You do have your light sensor where you can adjust your brightness and everything. So the screen on automatic, I think it works very, very well. Here's a quick look at the custom navigation screen. In this case, I've chosen the BMW Motorrad logo. And then to show you quickly the customizable logo on the screen, then you can see my old 2018 Rally GS, which is the bike that I had previously. That's how it looks when you customize your screens. And again, this is my 5 inches, right, that I had before, since I had that bike actually. Last thing to show you, once you shut off the bike, it takes 2 seconds, and then it starts the 10-second countdown. So very quickly to shut off as well. And at least it goes out of the Android Auto menu automatically. So there you go, screen is off in 10 seconds. So there you have it, folks, Carpuride W702BS Pro or the 502. Any of the options, excellent, very solid. I love the implementation for the WonderWheel with these devices, the over-the-air updates, the added functionality of adding both your boot up screen and selecting, and choosing your own bike in the menu. Those are very solid options. definitely a unit that you should consider when you're buying your next navigation device. Remember that this is part of a video series, so I'll link the playlist down below so you can review other devices as well, right? Depending on when you're watching this one, there'll be more devices or not, but just keep an eye on that one for more updates. So thank you very much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you folks on the next one. Thanks.